everyone. Welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker training. It is Monday. Technically, it's a holiday here in the United States, but a bunch of people are still working anyway. So Michael's there, racing back to his desk at the last second. That was pretty awesome. So we've got a sample file today, a lot of stuff going on. For those of you who are aware of such things, I'm going to go ahead and welcome the Discordians. You're all there. Welcome. Let me press the button for the upcoming live stream broadcast schedule. So we kind of ran into this spot where we're like, hey, what do we do now, right? So now that you've it's like that like now that you've like made the world safe from alien invasions, what are you going to do now? I'm going to go to Disneyland, right? So we're getting done with the certification stuff. I'm going to have to slow down a little bit because I've been like super crazy work schedule. So, however, we still need some topics that we're going to throw into the broadcast schedule. So what I have done, I had a gentleman who may or may not be here today who came up with, he was asking some things about starting point that he wished it would do. And it's basically the idea of taking our free CRM FM starting point and customizing it to his needs. I said, well, that's why it's called starting point, not FM completely done. Because the biggest problem with FM completely done is the same problem that Salesforce runs into, is that it's somewhat generic and not highly, customized for your organization's specific needs. So even if you had completely done, it would be completely done, but kind of so it'd be like FM completely done, but kind of because it's not really a great fit. If you start with FM starting point, then you customize it to your needs, then it'll be FM really awesome, right? So that's the way the FileMaker platform is. It's customized to your needs. It's really quite excellent. So a couple of things came up. One of which is that we needed some content, but two, he had like three questions, and I kept trying to get clarification on one question. Every time I'd ask him a question, he would bounce off to the next thing he wanted to do. He wouldn't stay on topic, and so he's a little bit of a scattered individual, I guess. Whatever. I sent one of my junior coaches to talk to him about what he was looking for. But what we're going to do is we're going to take FM starting point live, and Michael is here with us. Michael's going to be part of this. In fact, Michael's going to be doing the work, and we're going to be supervising. I will be supervising, interacting with him, and we're going to be solving basic FileMaker problems in our FileMaker CRM FM starting point. We'll probably start off a little bit with starting point light from our 2020 edition, which is the blue interface. At some point, we'll build some new things in the new neomorphism interface. Now, there is going to be a version of FM starting point light. If you go to, this is our upcoming broadcast schedule, by the way. Tomorrow will be Nick Hunter, hopefully with the beta X3 of the new starting point, what we call starting point 2022 or starting point 22. If I go to FM starting point, you can see there's a beta download button right here. But what's interesting about it is the versions right here. So this is the light version. We have a standard version, and we have enhanced. And so these two here are the ones that Nick is basically building out for us. And what we do is we also do language support. So we end up doing 4 different basically variations of the English language. So that's a lot for free. Okay, so it's why when I say, hey, if you want to come to certification training, you have to pay for it. People are like, well, it should be free like everything else. So you can't eat free and you can't pay the bills with free. So we do charge for some things. But light is interesting because what we did with light is we took the solution and we removed a lot of the complexity. And what we are starting a process on probably in the next week, as soon as we get kind of mostly feature complete, we're going to take FM starting point light, and we are going to basically take the neomorphism and adapt it to that. So what it is, a lot of things that you use for performance and speed and some of Nick's excessively complex kind of techniques. A lot of you all love it. Like, oh, it's the most amazing thing ever. But then you actually try to go do it, and you can't do it because you're not Nick. That's not uncommon. Most people aren't Nick. When Nick starts talking and everyone's amazed and inspired by the guy, he's really good. He's so far out ahead of you, can't walk in his footsteps. It's like if I'm in the snow, walking in snow, and then step where I step. But Nick is such an advanced snow trekker that it's really hard to step in his feet and do what he does. Some of it you can. Kyle's and people like that can do that, certainly. But the issue it becomes one that how far for normal humans, right? So we built FM starting point light. We removed some of the excessive complexity. with the goal of making it understandable at a more basic to intermediate level, where the regular starting point, really, you have to be at least an intermediate developer to make it useful. So we have the light version that kind of cuts that. So we trim a lot of stuff out, and it's kind of the essential. It looks pretty much the same, but there's definitely a couple fewer things, and it's not really tuned for maximum performance with 500 users, things like that. So once again, more of a training solution. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be adding features to it. We'll start with a clean one every time we do it, for the most part. We're going to add, for example, very basic kind of concepts, but coming up next week, we'll be doing stuff like show us how to do a script that easily shows us a list of invoices that are not paid. Now, as dumb and as simple as that might sound to some of you, I've met some CEOs and businesses who their business wasn't technology, their business was other things like aviation or something. And I watched the CEO sit there with an Excel spreadsheet trying to trace down. He had people that owed him. Guy has 20 employees. He had outstanding bills upwards of $10 to $15 million of total of outstanding bills. That's a lot of money. He's like just kind of randomly calling him on his phone because he has it on an Excel spreadsheet. And I'm like, dude, we could fix that for you. And in this guy's case, I really like the guy, but he didn't want to invest the money with RCC to do a starting point and to fix it. So instead, as a CEO, he sit there and is content to make phone calls off his Excel spreadsheet. That's called a self-inflicted gunshot when you shoot yourself in the foot or in the head or something. I can't help you with that. But if you're willing to put the time and effort in, you can automate it or at least manage it much more easily outside of Excel. So we're going to talk about that. Another one that came up was, hey, I have recurring invoices I want to be able to send out. Like every month I'm going to bill someone, say like you're a garbage collection or you provide lawn service or some randomly automatically recurring service, janitorial services. And every month we're going to bill this customer $235. And so do you want to go to them and every month say create new link for the customer, create a new invoice, do the thing. It'd be better if you had a set of recurring invoices that you could automatically generate that. So we're going to do that. That'll be like a 2-day effort, I'm pretty sure. So that will be the plan for coming up next week for sure, and Michael will be working on that along with the Starting Point Lite stuff. So we're going to start with Starting Point Lite 2020, and then as Andy, Michael, feel free to let Andy know that we're talking about him behind his back. We're going to be doing some of this in the Neomorphism Starting Point Lite, once again, Lite. We will give these files away, but we're not rolling these features into the product to keep, because once again, that adds bulk to a product that some people don't need. Some people don't need to see invoices at all. They need a CRM that doesn't have invoices, or they don't need recurring invoices, or they don't need to see who's not paid, that kind of thing. So if you have suggestions, Ken says, that about adding HTML email to a Starting Point Lite? Yeah, we could do that too. And so we'd have to play with that one a little bit to make sure we have that one done correctly. But yeah, that would be another one we could do. We probably do that with 360 Works if they want to come on and do that. We'd probably throw that one out to them. That would be another one we could do. So it's one we're going to do is we're going to go through and show people how to add very simple kind of whatever feature we can add in 1 hour or maybe 2 sessions back to back. Something like that. We're going to be working on that. So expect Margaret to be hitting you folks up on that stuff. And then Christian Schmidt, if you have other ideas of things we can do on that as well, because we're not saying it's all the stuff you can do for free. Listen, if you need HTML emails, then paying a couple bucks to get it is not a big deal. If you want to suffer through recurring invoices and never automate them and use them in Excel, I can't help you, right? But if you want to save your save yourself time so you can do more important other things, you have to spend a little money to get that money back, right? So that kind of lays out what we're going to be doing. And so if you have suggestions about something you would like to see Starting Point do, like if someone says, hey, I want Starting Point to just pick something, connect to QuickBooks, okay? That's not a 1 hour exercise. The training is that I've got Michael over here. So this is Michael. I'm going to click on him. This is Michael. There he is over there. And he's a FileMaker coach. So we're going to be having him do it. We're going to supervise, and he's going to be banging away in FileMaker, showing his screen, doing it at high speed, but it's whatever, we're kind of limited to doing what we can do in an hour. So QuickBooks won't be on the list. So I need suggestions and topics. If you have something that I don't explicitly know how to do, like forecast future sales, you need to tell me how you want that to be done. So I can... so we can guide Michael over here, but I need to work some of it out in advance to make sure Like when you give me something, I'm going to work it out. Like I have to define a table, 8 fields, 2 scripts. Okay, Michael can do that in an hour. Versus hook up QuickBooks, and Michael's never spent 1 second in QuickBooks, doesn't know anything about it. So that would not be a good fit. So let's talk about today's broadcast real quick. So I've opened the door for you folks to, I think it's already on here. I've opened the door for you folks to ask me about this. So once I'm looking for like so if you have ideas, throw the ideas out, because maybe your idea, I'd have to break it into a couple different days. That'd be fine as well. But Michael, you good with this? You didn't even know about this, right?
I didn't know about it, but you know what, boss? It sounds like a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun because it shows everyone how great of a coach you are. And if all of you want him to help you with your personal stuff, you can always hire him for about $75 an hour and he'll help you. So it's pretty inexpensive for a coach to help you. Not for Kyle. Kyle, you hire Kyle to do it for you if Kyle can not be working for Victoria's Secret. So Kyle's busy with a day job. But yeah, there's people out there who are available to help. So, or you can learn how to do this yourself. A lot of people do that themselves too. So, what I want to do is today we're talking about beep sounds. So this is almost an embarrassing kind of conversation to have today. It's like you go to the doctor and you tell them something really embarrassing you don't want to talk about. So beep noises. Beep noises are really like kind of something that computers do it, and it used to be a thing, but then kind of everyone quit doing it because everyone overused it. So it was like beepity, 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 beep. Every once in a while, I'll be in here broadcasting around the other side where I'm at my standing desk, and we've got a washer and dryer upstairs that have a whole arsenal, a catalog of noises they make depending upon what's going on. Like it's dryer and beep, 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 right? Or it's something else it makes. There's a whole own collection catalog of sounds it makes. I'm not saying you need to do that in your FileMaker solutions, but there's times that come up where you need to make a noise. You want to make a noise. Beep, beep. Yeah, Roadrunner. So the rub is that Claris used to have the ability, and here comes the cat again. All right, come over here. Come over here. So the beep noises tend to get overused. There used to be the ability to play a sound in FileMaker. That script step went away. And playing things is kind of a hassle. All you have is really a beep, and it uses the operating system beep, and it kind of sucks. And so I brought this up with one of my engineers the other day and said, hey, how can we do this to make it not suck so much? So we have a sample file that's here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to record. Be good. Do not climb on the desk. If the cat climbs on the desk, it might disconnect the broadcast. That would be bad. So here's a basic beep noise. Can you guys actually hear that? So you're not really hearing the beep, and I'm not sure how it's playing, but this is the beep script step, right? So all of us are familiar with the ultimate beep script step. We already know this is a thing. This one right here, if I go to layout mode, you can, the cat's underneath my legs. You can run this beep script step right here. So the command over here called beep, right? And there's no options. It doesn't do anything. It's just that standard operating system. It tells the operating system to beep, okay? So what we've got over here is a JavaScript beeper thing. So what this is if I play this one, that is actually, if you look at the code right here, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this. This is, I think, a base64. It's a WAV file, and I think you could put another WAV file in here. So if I go to record number 2 and I click on, there's 2 records in here. This other one is more information on it. All right, fine, just get up here. God, cat. Quit being a cat. All right, so don't move. So this one right here is not playing a canned WAV file. It's actually the JavaScript code to play a sound, right? And so I'm going to try it. Okay, there's like, whoa, that's a lot. So
that was loud. Yep.
You can change it down here, but for those of you, I started off with a Commodore 64 years ago, and I recognize all this instantly from there. So it's the type of sound waveform: square, sawtooth, triangle, custom. I could take like for the word sign right. Notice that it's commented out right here. So I'm just going to zoom in here. It's commented the kind of tone, right? Volume of tone, 1, 0 is off, I guess. So what's 0.5, like half volume or something? So these are all the parameters you can pass. So what I did is I added type of tone, and I can put, like I'm going to put sign in here. S-I-N-E, yes. All right, and then I'm going to click out, and I'll try another sound. That sounds like the same one. Let me see. Did it go? Sign? Did I put it in there? Sign, gain, if. Type, duration, sign. Let's see. So, because I thought, does it have a sign? Let me try Sawtooth here. Because I was changing. Oh, yeah. There you go. Different sound entirely. So, you have the ability to play with all this, right? There's square, right? So we'll put that in there. There's a whole bunch of different ones. You can change the tone, the frequency, stuff like that. If I click out, it's a little bit different sound. And then you could do all sorts of crazy stuff. But the point is that this is the basic building blocks. The one that's more interesting is the wave one over here. You can put a sound into any container and have an unsort code show you the base64 text and swipe it out. Okay, good. Except I'm not going to do that in real flight in front of everyone on live TV, Kyle. So that's why I said, hey. So, because I don't know that I can pull that off on live TV without practicing it, so I'm not going to try that. It'd be like a pilot. This is your captain speaking from the flight deck. Welcome to Southwest Airlines. We greatly appreciate your flying. Just so you know, the captain's never actually successfully performed a landing before, but we're going to try it with all you here, so good luck and kiss your goodbye. Right? So we try not to do it that way. So what you can do is you can come over here, frequency and frequency of tone. So you could say, come over here. You could do probably another. What I do is I copy this, put it over here, paste the code in here. I could say frequency, and I could say the frequency is default's 400. So how about 200? And will quotes be okay? Is it going to take the quotes? Oh, yeah. All right, so you can change the tone. You can change it. It's like the hearing test that makes sure you're not deaf, right? And it's like they put that 900 up here. So that's the comment. Let me change it down here to 900, right? That's loud as hell. Let's adjust the volume. Let's try that. Let me see volume. So there's a volume thing over here. Nope, there's no volume. So let me do a volume one here. Volume. Let's one is default is 1. So what is 0.5? Can I do 0.5? Is that less?
That was less. My ears didn't explode.
You didn't explode. So let's try 0.3. 0.2. Let's try 0.2. Oh, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So it's the maximum value. This is not really well written. Maximum value, full value is 1. And then, so you want the volume to be like 0.1 or 0.2 or something like that. So there we go. Yeah, so can you override the default parameters with a script parameter? You can do, John. Okay, yeah, that's my John. Okay, well, yeah. Is a source of current turmoil, John. Yeah, I don't know the answer to your question, John. I was busy talking to you earlier. I wasn't practicing this. So, yeah, it's much quieter. So, yeah, you can override. You can pass script parameters and do anything you want to do. The point is, this allows you to play with this. Obviously, it's pointing out in the comments the duration. You can change that as well. So you just put them in here. And for those of you who love JavaScript, this will be pretty easy. The trick would be able to do it, and then you could actually do it so it would climb. You could have the frequency climb, so it go whoop, and then off, right? So you do stuff like that. Or you could get the sounds off the internet, base64 them, and stick them in there. So, yeah, question. So it's really stupid. Today's like a beyond stupid kind of conversation. So it's mostly about me saying that if you need to do beeps and things like that, here's a tool that you can use to do it. Because it used to be a thing back 20 years ago. Some of you weren't even doing this back 20 years ago. But 20 years ago, it was like, hey, I can put a picture on my computer. I can play a digital song. I can do this. I can do that. It was all new. And then people overused it, right? Hey, I can do a custom. The first time people could do a custom dialogue. It's like, hey, would you like to delete that record? Would you really? No, yes. Would you really, really like to delete it? This is your last chance to delete the record. So overuse, misuse of the technology. Yeah, very retro, right? So but the point is I think the wave one. So Kyle, you going to help me with this? Kyle Williams, so you can put, see, I don't know what the audio function is. There's no audio function, right? What are you talking about, right? So I don't know where that would go. So that's where we'd have to have you kind of like help me with
I could pop him into the call.
Yeah, if he wants to do it. Yeah, if he wants to like walk me through it. But I need a WAV. I say I don't even have a WAV file on my computer, right? So the point is just to kind of get this going and let you folks know that it's there, it's available. Not every broadcast is going to be the most amazing thing, but sometimes that's why we call this essential but stupid, or whatever we call this, the description for this event, right? So how about text to speech? Yeah, that was another one. FileMaker used to have a function called speak, right? Speak. And now if you wanted to do that, you'd probably do it with an API that would, REST API. You would send out the text, you would get back an audio file, and then you could play it. Would probably be the way I would do that. I wouldn't leave it up to operating system to do it because it would probably screw it up. I mean, it's one of those things like monkey bread. I don't know, monkey bread. See, there you go. Speak. All right. Well, Christian Schmidt, are you there? Actually, are you ready? You want to demo your monkey speak thing real quick? Does it work on Windows? Once again, while Christian Schmidt would prefer that every broadcast I'm here. See, every broadcast, Kyle would wish I was doing JSON and SQL, right? And Christian Schmidt wishes every broadcast was about selling his product. I do try to delve into other areas besides those, right? That's why we're going to do the starting point light, which will basically be a lot of mostly free stuff. But some things you need a plug. You really do need a plugin for, right? Christian Schmidt, are you there? Are you there? He's muted. So maybe he'll figure it out. He wasn't planning on broadcasting today, but it's always one of those sort of things. Hey,
I
UK.
have to turn off the mic because otherwise you get an endless loop.
Yeah. Well, your audio is really good right now. That good microphone setting that is. You want to show us your screen? How you do? Does your beepy thing and the monkey bread? Is it Windows and Mac or just Mac? What is the beep?
Both.
Both. Okay. And then what about speech? Speak.
Speech is also both, and iOS, of course.
Really?
Yeah.
That's exciting. So a plugin will solve. Well, I don't even know why we just bother. I should just make the monkey bread hour. Monkey bread every day is a monkey bread hour. 1 hour with Christian Schmidt. You could also, John says, you could also perform an Apple script, do it natively. Yeah. So I really hate demos. And so the other day when Christian Schmidt was doing the demo on the most essential features of monkey bread for Mac, right? So I really hate it when I'm not really yelling at my guest speakers, but I really dislike it when we have things that only work on one platform, especially something that's really universally awesome. And of course, there's sometimes when you just can't get there with the other platform. There's something like Microsoft and Active Directory just work so well together. And so that's like this great enterprise thing. But then there's some things that Mac just does better, quite a few things it does better, but it's also a lot more expensive overall, right? Operating cost, right? So once again, as a reminder, Kyle Williams, I found this, provides UI demonstration code, says that it's compatible with Stack Overflow. Yeah,
So I share my screen.
Yeah, you want to share your screen? Go ahead and share your screen.
Already shared.
There we go. I'm gonna go full Christian Schmidt with you. Okay, so what are we doing on this end of the
So we have this little function here,
Uh-huh.
and you see there's a checkbox, Mac, Windows, and there's one for iOS.
Uh-huh.
We could just take an example here,
Uh-huh.
and you go to your favorite FileMaker version, open the data viewer, and drop it in. Well, I hear it at least. So you guys probably don't hear it.
Yeah. Can you?
But you can try it, yeah.
Oh, you want to try? Well, you want to try it, or is it just gonna? I'll be real quiet. We'll all be quiet, and then you run it, and we'll hear it. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We're all quiet. Go.
Did that come through?
I did not hear anything.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. You weren't really expecting this, but this is an interesting one because there's some voices these days that are pretty real.
Computer.
What's that?
Just do it on your computer.
I don't on this computer. Guess what? I don't think I have your product installed. On this specific one, I don't think it's installed on here, which is a bummer because I was trying to use it the other day. It's got wiped and rebuilt, this computer, so it's still asking me to upgrade FileMaker on it too. So, yeah, we'll get it put in there. We'll do that as well. But yeah, And for those of you wondering about this, so whoever missed it, the Monkey Bread Super Duper discount code is here. So in the event that you want to get Monkey Bread and you want to save some money on it, go to the Monkey Bread website. You go to the want to ask for a coupon code when you're buying it. Put in the code training.
Is that only for the certification stuff?
Yeah, but I'm just gonna sneak it out right now, so that way anyone else sees it, they can get it. So.
Well, whoever uses it, use it.
Yep. So, all right.
And if you want to play a system sound, we have also a function for that.
Okay, cool.
So
I'm gonna
you
go back
can
over here.
Play the built-in sounds.
Okay. And then on Windows, there are different built-in sounds, though, right?
Yeah, you have to look up the names in the registry.
Okay.
Well, I could do that and later add a list here.
Yeah, I wouldn't, off the top of my head, I wouldn't know. Someone said, "Hey, how do I do that on Windows?" I would not know the list. So, all right. So ALANIT NLG. Hey, thanks a bunch for the broadcast. Can this be used with FileMaker Go? So welcome, first time viewer there. So Monkey Bread can use Go as long as you're using FileMaker server and the plugins installed on the server, right?
Yeah, it wouldn't help you for the sound. I mean,
yeah, it wouldn't help you for the sound, but the sample file we have here, that should work. But I need someone to try it on
this should work on
JavaScript, right? So that should work on the mobile device. Yeah. So please, if you run into it, let me know. But yeah, so this is very basic. But once again, if I come back over here. This one here was, Kyle, did you want to take the file and stick an audio in there for me and show me how amazingly fast you are and change the file and then try this one? Right? Because you could actually play a custom sound. You could have your voice or something like that. Yeah. So anyway, I'm trying to challenge you to up your game, Kyle. So yeah, so pretty neat stuff. So we want to make sure that everyone has, I know it's really simple. It's not a great deep dive, but this is one of those topics that has languished in the world of FileMaker. Frankly, Claris is worried about much bigger things like new database engines and things like that, big monstrosity things. This is like a little peripheral, it's like if you're the solar system, you're worried about all the planets and then there's like this one little, 3-meter asteroid that's out there flying around. This is that, right? But sometimes it's important. If that asteroid lands on your head, it's a problem. So okay. Well, there you go. So, all right, cool. Well, I don't have a lot for today. Tomorrow is going to be more of an interesting broadcast because tomorrow is going to be a little bit more, if I can look at the upcoming broadcast schedule. Nick Hunter is going to be doing some stuff tomorrow on hopefully X3. Margaret, we'll make sure we have that from him. And then Christian Schmidt is coming back. Hey, Christian Schmidt, he'll be back on Wednesday talking about Monkey Bread plugins, specific Windows functionality that will help the Windows people. Then Kyle is Friday, and I'm not sure if we have anything yet for Thursday, but our plan is to start working on, if you folks have suggestions about, once again, I talked about at the beginning of the broadcast, suggestions about a question about how do I put something in because we have the free CRM, how do I put something in the CRM, right? And so there was a question about the HTML email. Either Jesse or Christian Schmidt can handle that. Doing HTML emails reliably out of FileMaker, I think, is a plugin function. I think Soliant ended up having a sample file that was kind of a hack, as I remember, and it started in FileMaker 18. They had an HTML email that could work in FileMaker 18. But I don't remember that being, at the time, I was not overly enthralled, and there was a reason for that. I can't remember what the limitation was. But the trick is when we ever do technology, I'm looking for technology that has great return on investment, really helps us out, and it's not the same thing that you would do if you're a high school student and you have no money and you're broke. High school students that are broke are going to use whatever's free. Free in business might be useful, but it might really impair you. So sometimes you have to put a couple bucks in. A Monkey Bread plugin is one of those kind of things where you do that, and the return is really, really big. on it. So so what we're doing is not necessarily finding the cheapest, freest thing. Sometimes we're having whenever you best value. So even though I spend X number of dollars on a plugin or something, the value is much greater, right? Another one we're trying to get lined up, Kyle. There was an interesting announcement by Proofgeist the other day. EIST Proofgeist, or Geist Proof, as I refer to them. And so this is, strictly speaking, kind of a competitive company, but they have products and teams and things like that. And they had a product called GoDraw. GoDraw was this drawing app that we've actually promoted and done stuff with it back when it was Todd's. Before our Todd ever started his company, it was a product that he created. It was a free product and he charged for it. And then I guess there's some open source JavaScript drawing libraries. And so they had a product that basically no one would buy because everyone was doing it for free. But drawing on a container field, like having a pop-up, having like a floor plan or something, say that you are, where's my fire inspector? He's out on a medical. But who was that? That was, I'm spacing. Ed Burkle is a fire marshal, fire inspector. Like you have a restaurant, they're going to come in to make sure that if fire catches in the building, say like you overcook your chicken, it explodes into flames, will you kill everyone or can people get out in time? Things like that. And so you can bring up a floor plan on your iPad and mark where the fire extinguisher should be here and there should be a sign here and this kind of stuff. So they have a product that did this. They just discontinued it like Monday or something. And so, or last week or Friday or Thursday or something. So the question came up was like some of the folks on my team were like, man, we really, customers buy this and use this. We need something else. So we're going to be chasing that down as well. Kyle, if you're around, you want to chase after that a little bit for me or help me with that. But the draw is basically the idea is that you can draw on a mobile device or even on FileMaker, you can draw. The drawing lends itself technically to signatures is one area, but really the other thing is you draw on a white canvas or you pop an image in the background, then you draw on top of that, and then they get smashed together and go in there. That's what GoDraw did. It does all that. It's really great at it. They were charging wasn't cheap. They were charging a good chunk of money for it. And then but because no one would buy it, then it gets discontinued. We're back to this whole idea of building a product just in the FileMaker marketplace. It's not always going to be a good fit. We cover it in the book. Trying to go into business building solutions in FileMaker is generally, unless you have a vertical market app and you have an in with the industry, like there's an industry that does alcohol distribution sales, and that's a big revenue business with alcohol, and then people had an in and they made this software and they were making money hand over fist. But it's a mind. Most people fail doing that. Kyle says he hasn't tested the code. Yeah, no longer for sale, right? So yeah, so no longer for sale, and when it dies, right? So Kyle put that into the Discord window. There it is, right? So that's the issue with that one. So that's another area that we want to play with and do some stuff like that. Monkey Break comes in with a little signature field. We should do that probably on another day. Christian Schmidt schedule that one on another day. But once again, so Go has its own. Yeah, see, even this one, Kyle, you're gonna have a hard time with it. So you really need a JavaScript solution for signature capture because you want it on WebDirect. So that's where it was KeyLogic. They had a really good multi-user free add-on. So we probably ought to go back and add that to the conversation about that. So look at, Margaret, what we do is we're going to propose out some different days with different topics, and then we'll see what days Monkey Bread wants to come in and play on those days. Because some of it is a good fit, but Monkey Bread doesn't work on, there'll be a lot of situations where that can't help you with like WebDirect, because you really can't run the plugin directly on a browser, right? It's on the server, but then, yeah, so I don't think that would work probably. But
well, the technique the plugin shows is how to talk to the web viewer, and in the web viewer runs a little HTML and JavaScript, which does the drawing. So we only use the plugin to get the picture out. But you could also write a little JavaScript to have the picture sent to the server via data API, and then you can use it in WebDirect.
Wow. Wow. That's the benefit of having such a great group of people here with everyone with all these answers. This is quite impressive. If you have a question, we have answers. And if you don't have monkey bread, you probably ought to go get it. Because about half the time it's going to be like, yeah, monkey bread does that. What was the coupon code for monkey bread? So that's on Discord side. So I'm going to pop it up here. Right here, there it is, 20% off monkey bread training days, right? And if you just, it's just you to start off with you, but eventually if you have a team of people and they're using it, have it install. It's a great way to go. So yeah, there's the Key Logic add-on that works pretty well. That's a free open source one. So yeah, not every customer is going to want monkey bread, but it solves a lot of problems and does a lot of things. So it's with what 6,669 features or whatever it is, it does a lot. So anyway, cool. All right. Well, so yeah, today's kind of a short day. Do we have any other questions from anyone? Kyle, any questions on your end at all? Anyone else? Yeah, and then once again, send your ideas about like little things we can do in Starting Point. Maybe something that you want to know how to do for your business or maybe for your customers. A lot of you take Starting Point, you use it with your own customers, right? If you do that, then the question is, oh, yeah, you linked it. Hang on, I got to copy and paste it over here real quick. Sorry. It's on the YouTube people have been like, what the hell? See if I can put this in here. Try that. Try that link right there. Yes. So, so I lost my mind, but let us know. Send us an email to support@rcconsulting.com. We will start crafting a list of basically digestible chunks of things that we can build in the FileMaker solution. Along the way, if we run into integration points, we'll look at free solutions that allow us to do it as long as the free solutions are highly robust and reliable. We'll also look at monkey bread along the way because it does just about damn near everything for the most part. Chris says basically you can embed any JavaScript basic tool, design interface, and store the image. Yeah. So, but most of us are big JavaScript programmers, coders. Like I am not. So when you say, yeah, you could totally do that, except that's not the thing I can totally do, right? I can't do that. So as a result of me not being able to code that, when Christian Schmidt says that, I'm like, I can't do that. So, all right, I have to find someone else to do it for me, right? So a lot of times if you have a sample file and you can see it in the sample file, work in the sample file, copy, stick it in there, done, word. Hijack the idea, drag on the add-on, that kind of stuff. So cool. All right. I'll be showing off a bunch of JavaScript widgets on Friday. That'll be interesting. Very cool. Kyle will be doing that. And then Nick Hunter will be back tomorrow with probably, I think we're going to have X version bug release or release build 3 for the new Starting Point, which is pretty exciting. And then my team, we will probably start discussing this on Thursday. Hopefully he's going to kick over the Starting Point Lite conversation and work on that. So we have that out the door too. All right, everyone, that's it for today. Greatly appreciate all the hard work, everyone showing up here. I know it's a short day. Tomorrow we'll continue the FileMaker certification 11 o'clock, and then Nick at 1 o'clock. So that's it for now. Appreciate it. Got a report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir.